We got to get in here.
Yeah, well, we're ready. About that for a beginning.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, we're here. We're here finally.
we're all live again.
Yeah.
1776, Camp Freedom.
Camp Freedom.
Represent.
Got
Presents.
Slim and Mom and
Fingers
Dad,
work. Right. There
Rich
it is.
and uh,
That's the Camp Freedom salute.
and pass on loves and hugs to Charlene, Slim.
Mama Jane might not want to bother worrying about the garden.
Oh, I did.
It may,
Well, I'll let Dustin talk about it.
you know, at Liberty.
The peppers are good. Zucchini's good. Cucumbers are good. Eggplants not so much.
We got a few. We
Tomatoes
need
not
to
so much.
see if we can find some replacements
Deer
and some deer repellent.
Yeah,
Very quick salad.
the deer found the garden wonderful.
Yeah, the deer salad. They had a little bit of everything,
Marigolds good.
but the hot stuff and the marigolds.
And the cucumbers and zucchini.
That's all you gotta do, just get more marigolds.
Marigolds are
Salad
for
better in America.
Yeah, they work.
those keep the bugs out. They don't keep the deer out.
See, that's where you screwed up. I see, you know, at Liberty, Mama Jane, let's see, Slim. Somebody in there named Real Time Media. I don't know who that is. Richard Jr. made good deal.
Hi, Rube.
Look, wait a minute. I bumped it too far. There it went. And yes, been a great day in camp. Got the last bit of work done we can get done with the skidder, other than a little bit in the morning. Got everything pretty well down to grade over by the tent. Got the road 2-lane behind the tent. I went ahead and cut it 2-lane instead of single lane.
Oh, making a super highway through the middle of camp.
And I got it where I can drive blue all the way around the tent.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you know, want to know the craziest thing? I'm sitting there, what does that say? Yeah, 3 bars. I guess it's 5G, shows the satellite. We had to move the Starlink dish from where it was working really well.
Yeah.
So Dustin picked it up and moved it right up against the tent. The dish is actually touching the tent. And the signal's either as good or better.
Oh, good.
Go figure. The tent doesn't interfere with the signal. The tent with metal poles doesn't interfere with the signal. Go figure.
Good to know.
The way she said yes sounded like something bad was going to happen. Something bad was coming next.
Well, we didn't tell her about the fire pit yet. So that ain't bad. It ain't bad, it's just big. Some may say bad AWS, but now we got a pretty good sized pit dug. So whenever we go to roast a deer this fall, we got someplace to put it. It's a big, deep fire pit.
Well, sorry to know that you know at Liberty.
Wow.
Her emotional support animal, her dog died.
Oh no, sorry to hear that.
Well, I don't know if it's a dog. I assumed that. Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. You know at Liberty.
Yeah, sorry to hear about that.
Yes, our animals are very important to us.
Yes, ours are our children. So always have been. Everyone we've had. Then there's old buddy. That deserves a zoom shot if I can get this 30-foot cord untangled. There's the buddy. What no, buddy? He said, he chilling, man. It was a big supper. Had him a buddy burger.
He was going all crazy today.
Look at that belly. Got that buddy burger. Go stretch him out.
We always do it right. Or try to.
And he's like, he was doing a lot of running and playing today, too. So he had a big day.
Acting like a puppy.
Oh, good.
Hey, Ruby girl. Good to see you. Real good to see everybody. Hope we got 10 people so far.
Yeah, we got the trailer brakes adjusted.
Finally.
We got the trailer brakes adjusted.
There it is. You can talk like that all the time. I hear what he's saying.
Huh?
What?
I see for
Hey, see Freedom. Good to see you.
Almost done with your cookies, Mama Jan.
Almost done. They should have been gone.
I'm savoring.
There's peanut butter. They'd have been gone. That was a hint. I wonder if she heard it. Actually, I guess for her, both of her, Paula and Mama Jan both.
do what?
I heard that.
No shit.
I got it.
You're talking to me about what?
Well, you got my book, so I'm stuck.
Oh, that's really cool. Aruba dive girl said she got to hang out with Slim and Charlene on Saturday.
Oh, cool deal.
Mama Jan.
Yeah, I'd like to make it down to Florida, but that humidity down there tries to do me in. I gotta stay north Georgia is about the closest I get to Florida anymore.
Up in the mountains at 4,400 feet.
Yeah, a little place called Cleveland, Georgia.
I thought you were going to say Ohio.
No.
No, I almost said Dahlonega, Georgia.
Yep.
You want the gold, you go to Dahlonega, Georgia. Or
Yeah.
Cleveland, or half a dozen other places.
You get some pretty nice mountain curves in Dahlonega too.
Yeah, there was a few. We found one.
Yeah.
No, you said Dahlonega. I thought she was in Cleveland.
No.
We went to Cleveland, I know.
Yeah, we stayed in Dahlonega.
Cleveland got that famous traffic circle in the middle of town.
Yeah, and it's got a LDMA property too, doesn't it?
Lost Dutchman Mining Association. Yep. Town Creek. And there they call it Creek down there. Them Georgia hillbillies just say creek instead of creek.
Creek?
It's down the creek. It's a creek. What?
Creek?
Well,
No, I ain't got no creek.
that's what it is. It's a creek.
I ain't got no creek. My neck works just fine.
Yeah, but I had a crick in my neck when I woke up this morning.
Yeah. Well, maybe they're both creeks. Yes, JC, they're both creeks.
Aruba dive girl says it's a crick.
Yeah, see that? Creek, that's right. She knows. She's down there in Florida. She knows.
She's a West Virginia girl living in Florida.
That's right. But each to their own. So tomato, tomato, and all that. Potato,
Oh, why you
potato.
gotta talk tomatoes?
Oh yeah, that's right. They didn't make it. They were sacrificed to the deer gods.
Oh,
But the golden zucchini growing.
What was that you said today when you looked?
Sprouting.
No, said, oh, they must really like the eggplant.
Oh yeah. There was no leaves, no stem, no nothing.
They dug a little dirt out just so they can get to the roots.
oh,
Yeah, probably should have put a fence up.
adventures in gardening.
I can't laugh. They ate some of the leaves off the apple tree,
Well, sure they did.
broke the top out of it. But we'll splint that back together.
Maybe put a fence up.
Well, one
Yeah.
thing about it,
That's funny.
out of a tree, it just bushes. It just stops it from growing up a little.
Yeah, he's like picking out.
It's back.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Jump, baby, jump. Get in. And y'all need to keep talking, see, that way I can do this.
Yes, Slim. My niece and her family moved to Port St. Lucie, and they're spending their summers going to places like the Grand Canyon and Glacier National Park, and she's complaining about missing the mountains.
Whereabouts in Ohio, Slim? We got friends and family in Ohio.
The only time I went to Ohio was Columbus. I think that was
I
it.
had two great uncles that lived in Conneaut, not too far from Lake Erie. One of them worked on the railroad, and one of them was a farmer.
As far as I know, I still have a first cousin who lives in Columbus. Mickey.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we know some people. We know some people who know some people.
I know some people that wouldn't know it's me.
There was some pretty good gold at in Ohio. Cincinnati. Cool deal.
Not healthy.
Anything I didn't like about Cincinnati was the interstate when you had to drive through there at nighttime rain. Seemed like every time I had to go through there driving, it was night and it was rain.
Spent 3 weeks in Cincinnati one time.
Good.
Yep. It was an adventure.
Is that where you went for Southern States?
No, this was before. This was right after high school.
Oh, I didn't know you did.
It was one of those misadventures.
I lost track of you in grade. She didn't see it from the camera. Kept close to, actually, no, wait a minute, I said that wrong. I kept close track of you in 7th grade. I lost track in 8th grade.
Oh, you were a stalker? Oh, that's right. You were a stalker.
Because you went,
right.
because you went and graduated on me. I only got to stalk you for 1 year and then you graduated.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it was. You probably ended up married sooner.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I could be celebrating 40 or so right now.
No, we met right exactly when we were supposed to.
You think?
Yep.
Well, I guess that's about it then. Must be love.
or insanity.
Hey,
Or it could be a little bit of both.
after 37 years, what's it matter?
Yeah, well, that's true.
Ain't like I'm gonna train another one.
That's true too.
I don't think I got time.
Let's see. Well, let's see. You're younger than I am, so I'm not going to take another one to raise.
Oh yes, there she goes.
How many more of those cliches would you like to come up with?
I guess I'm the one brought up the whole age thing, huh?
Yeah.
Well, the good news, in your 60s, it don't matter much. Nowhere near as much as when you're, let's see, you were 18, I'd have been 13, yeah. Seventh
Yeah.
grade, 13. I was 14 after November.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes all the difference.
Then you went and turned 19 in July. I've been chasing you ever since.
Uh,
I guess since you got my book, you're going to have to finish it, or at least read some.
yeah. And now
I
everybody
thought it'll
knows.
go good.
And now everybody
Huh?
knows you. Now everybody knows you really ain't right.
Well, if anybody thinking I'm right, you're definitely on the wrong stream.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Q ran off.
Freedom, there ain't no way I'm right.
No, he's left.
Ran off and left his book. So we're gonna take his place tonight. We're gonna stand in. On From What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter. And this chapter is called Getting Up When Things Get Down.
Yeah, it's kind of the middle of the chapter is what it is.
Oh, okay.
It's a section.
It's a subchapter. Hi, Charlene. Glad to see you with us. Getting up when things get down. Another example of a profession which has already begun to adopt the concepts of self-talk for internal motivation is the sales field. I mentioned earlier that salespeople need to maintain a constant attitude of self-belief because of the number of times they are turned down. Yeah, I had one of those today. Every time the competition wins, someone else loses. In the mind of a salesperson who lost the sale, that loss represents a failure. Because of this, the field of sales creates the largest demand for skilled professional motivators. I recommend that those organizations which rely on salespeople to present and sell their products or services add self-talk training to their existing training programs. It is an easy step to take, but its effects can be profound. Although you may not be in the management or occupation of selling, you probably know that each of us relies on selling ourselves or our ideas nearly every day of our adult lives. If you are in a management or sales position, read this next example of self-talk carefully. But even if you are not in the field of professional sales, notice how much of the self-talk for selling applies equally as well to the times in your life when you want to influence or persuade someone else to your way of thinking, or to do something that you want to do. There are 12 individual areas of selling, each of which has its own set of self-talk. They include such subjects as prospecting, making the presentation, overcoming objections internally, follow through, and keeping yourself up when the chips are down. For this example, however, I will combine the various areas and show you just a few samples which are representative of self-talk for selling. I begin each day with a clear mind and a specific plan to get the most from my time and my effort. I follow my plan and I reach my goals. An accurate description of me would include the words professional, hardworking, qualified, skillful, energetic, enthusiastic, organized, determined, and highly successful. I am good at persuading others to my point of view. That is because I first and always recognize and understand the point of view of the individual to whom I am presenting my ideas, my product, or my service. I know how to listen, and I do. A lot of people don't know how to do that. They're too busy thinking about the next thing they want to say. I have learned to hear not only the words which are being said, but I also listen to the unspoken thoughts which are behind them. I am always prepared. I take the time to do it right. In everything I do, I am prepared, confident, self-assured, and successful. I always take care of the details of my work. I enjoy the details of selling, and I always tend to them on time and with full attention. I keep myself up. I know that making good sales presentations means keeping myself up, energetic, and in control. That is exactly the way I am, and my sales presentations are always professional and effective. I never avoid confronting a problem or making a sales call of any kind. I keep myself working, and that keeps me winning. I deserve to make the sales I create. I know that success in selling starts with seeing myself as a capable, productive individual that I am. I am always sincere and honest. I believe that all achievement in selling begins with trust, skill, and determination. I ask for the order frequently and without hesitation. At every buying signal, I ask for the order and I close. Being told no never bothers me. Instead, hearing the word no doubles my determination and adds to my positive enthusiasm. And that last one is what makes me dislike salespeople. Given the technical skills to match, the salesperson who mentally becomes the individual we have just described, even in those few short self-directives, would undoubtedly rank high on the list of sales achievers for any sales organization. Having worked with many salespeople in the past, I have all too often heard quite the opposite kinds of self-talk. Because of our own past programming, it is all too easy to slip into the old self-talk demotivators of complaints, excuses, and doubts, all the reasons necessary to place the blame for failure and underachievement on someone or something else: the sales manager, the company, the commission structure, or the competition. Instead of igniting the spark of self-belief, too many salespeople, just like many of us in our own careers, solve a day's problems by avoiding action we know we should take. Instead of spending a few minutes engaging in a highly productive activity of motivating ourselves to take action, we engage ourselves in talking ourselves out of action and into having another cup of coffee. The light that never fails. We can learn to motivate ourselves. We can learn to become self-starters, doers, and achievers. To do that takes less time and less training than any other kind of motivational development I have ever encountered. We need only to begin, and our inner selves, the part of us that wants to achieve, will soon begin to follow the new lead which we are giving it. There is a vital part of each of us that is anxiously waiting for us to tell it that it is okay to go ahead and achieve. That's what it wanted to do all along. All it needed was a few new words. There is a sleeping giant within us. It seeks and needs the light that never fails, the motivation that comes from us. If we feed it each day in just the right way, it will become a part of us which will conquer our fears, slay the dragons, and carry us on to our victories. It is a magical genie of untold powers, impatiently waiting for its release. It is the essential self-fulfilling part of each of us. It has been waiting a long time for us to tell it what to do. Go ahead, indulge yourself. Give yourself an exciting treat. Let the giant loose. Tomorrow morning, wake it up. This chapter contains one of the simplest and yet most effective techniques for self-help for everyday life that I have ever encountered. In fact, it is perhaps because of this technique is so disarmingly simple that it easily escapes our notice. It is a method which any of us can put into practice by a simple decision to do so. It is not a technique which must be studied to be learned. To do it, you only have to be aware of it and do it. And while the more you practice, the better it works, it will also work for you the first time you use it. I have to admit that when I first explored the use of situational self-talk, I could not help but wonder if it could be possible that something so obvious, so simple, could work so well. It's raining. I was well aware from studying and observing many different self-help techniques, however, that the most effective techniques have always been the simplest and most obvious. That description also fits situational self-talk. If this form of self-talk seems too uncomplicated to be valuable, I urge you to try it for yourself. Try it for a day, then for a week, and then for 3 or 4. By then, you will have the habit of using situational self-talk automatically, and it will no longer seem unimportant or ridiculously simple to you. It will become one of your strongest allies in your own personal growth and success. What is the simple key that is claimed to unlock such a great treasure? A friend of mine related a story of his aunt who for many years, although she did not like to cook, had to do so in order to take care of her large and growing family. Each time the aunt went into the kitchen to begin preparing a meal, she would say to herself out loud, "This is going to be fun. I'm going to have a good time cooking today." Later, after the meal was over and the dishes were done, she would say, "That wasn't so bad." And it wasn't. By giving herself a few simple words of self-talk, she changed a chore into an acceptable task. She didn't change the work itself, but she changed how she felt about it. That is situational self-talk. It is the kind of self-talk that adjusts situations by adjusting how we look at them. It is a practical, immediate, now kind of self-talk that you can call on at any time and will come to your aid the moment that you use it. Situational self-talk differs from other kinds of self-talk we have talked about in the last few chapters in that it does not require a script of self-talk to create a result. It can be accomplished in this moment out loud or silently to yourself. It can be a single thought, or it can be a few well-chosen words. Situational self-talk also differs from the other forms of positive self-talk in that it does not have to be phrased in the present time only. It is already dealing with the here and now, today, and the near future. Its first objective is not to try to create a new long-term internal picture of yourself. Its primary job is to deal with today. So when you say to yourself, "I am going to enjoy going to work today," The words you are using are future tense, going to, but they will still be dealing with the now. Like the other kinds of self-talk, this instant form may also help you improve your attitude, overpower a bad habit, or help you solve a problem or reach a goal, or motivate you to do better. But it accomplishes the task in a different way. Situational self-talk is used when you are confronted by any situation which you would rather not be in, or when you're presented with an unexpected opportunity which requires your immediate attention. In most areas, this kind of self-talk is used to give some kind of is used to overcome some momentary circumstance which disagrees with you. I'll give you an example. If you're at work and the phone rings, it is a call from someone that you've been putting off talking to, and you know you need to make the call. You don't want to, but you know the problem has to be met with sooner or later. You have a choice of talking to the person or putting the confrontation off until another time. By then, the problem probably will have gotten worse. What you do next is your choice. The decision to take the call or to put it off is entirely up to you. It is at a time like this when just a few words of the right kind of self-talk can help you do the right thing instead of saying to yourself, "Oh no, not him again. Tell him I'll call him back." You can use self-talk to tackle the problem then and there. I like solving problems, always deal with the problems, and I never avoid them. I'll take the call and I'll tackle the problem head on. In this instance, it takes about 5 or 6 seconds to give yourself these words of self-talk. And in doing so, you may save yourself hours of future grief. Taking the time to consciously convince yourself to do the right thing has not only saved you time, it has done something else which is far more important to you in another way. It has created a minor success at the development of your personal credibility, a small but important gold star on your report card of self-esteem. I am often convinced that situational self-talk, this seemingly simple form of self-talk, is at times the most valuable at all. If you are consciously practicing the other forms of self-talk for getting your life together and working at improving yourself in other important ways, using such situational self-talk becomes almost automatic byproduct of the other self-talk kind of self-talk you are using. But unless you are aware of this special kind of self-talk, you may not recognize how easy it is to use and how much good it can do you. And that's enough self-talk for tonight.
You did good with that PhD talk. Chad likes lots of commas.
Yeah, he needs to put periods in there somewhere.
He gets those lists going with those commas. But it's great information because I was just sitting here telling Dustin, what year was that book wrote?
Let's see here.
80s or 90s?
Copyright 1982.
82. Okay, yeah. I think we bought it in 92 or 3.
Yeah, well, the first, that was the first hardback printing. The first paperback printing was in 1987.
Okay. Well, I think we got it right after we moved to Texas, so it'd been in 90.
Yeah.
But I read it cover to cover the first time when we got it, and I've probably read it a dozen times since then. The more you read it, the more it sticks.
Well, yeah, it brings,
and it works.
Yeah, I mean, the information is all there in the memory banks, but refreshing your memory helps bring it to the forefront so it doesn't get lost in all the files.
Well, that was the first book I read once I was able to read after the lightning strike, 2001. 2002, I think it was early 2002, I read it again, which helped with, because self-talk helped with getting things back in order in my brain after the lightning.
Yeah.
So it was a major help then. And that's when I pretty much memorized most of it. It's all good stuff. And anybody happens to be here, see, it's only 9 people, so it's probably just our regulars. But in case there's anybody that hasn't caught any of our lives where we read from that book, I think if you go over to Rumble, that's where you can find all of our lives are posted,
Yeah.
privatized.
Well, now ones where you just read something like what to say when you talk to yourself, those are still all up on YouTube. I don't privatize them. Just the ones where we read Johnny or G. Edward or.
Yeah. Well, we need to see if we can get G. Edward in camp for the 4th of July or sometime around there.
From what I'm reading, I think most of the stuff he does is online now, simply because of his age. But
Yeah. It might surprise us if you tell him we got an autographed book. The time we need a new copy autographed, you'll have to bring it to us.
let's see, he's in one of the North Carolina.
Oh, nothing else will go to him.
Yeah,
North Carolina, I know we'll go to him.
I think that's where he's at.
Actually, I think he's in Asheville, if I remember right.
Actually,
No, that's not North Carolina. It's Tennessee.
Yeah, you have a niece that lives in Asheville too.
I know.
She's a yoga instructor.
But the gold is farther west from Asheville, south and west.
Yeah, it's up in the mountains in the
Smokies.
in the great, what is it, the Great Smoky Mountain National Forest.
Yep. Spent a little time there back in 13 and then again in, 14?
Yeah.
Pretty gold in Tennessee. Prettiest there is. You go to Tennessee and get gold by the ounce, and you take it out west to California or Oregon, the jewelers out there will pay anywhere from 25% up or over spot per ounce of gold if it's from Tennessee. Because it's the purest gold in the lower 48. Probably, I'm going to say the top 3 or 4 purest gold in the world. That's not been refined. That's the word I'm looking for. Refined.
you gotta get small.
Yeah, when you put a bunch of stuff in a furnace to cook it down, your gold's awful small when you get done.
Oh yeah.
But it's there, and it's pure. I learned how to do all that. I just got to have a refresher course. That's what you got to do whenever you pull it out of the ground in the mines and crush it up into talcum powder. Hey, Yellow Rose, good to see you. I don't think I missed anybody else while you were reading.
No.
It was down to 7. Now we're back to 11. We love our lurkers. Sure, like, share, and subscribe.
Did you get 2 more?
Yeah, back up to 11 again.
Yeah,
13.
we knew several people that had their own furnaces and would smelt down their gold into ingots.
Yeah, there's one particular one I need to go pay $5,000 to, so he teaches me everything he knows.
Well, that's assay work. That's a little bit different.
Well, yeah, but that's where you get the good gold.
Yeah.
You get paid big money to tell other people whether or not they got gold.
That too.
They send you samples and you do your thing, and then you send them a report telling them how much gold is in their dirt, their gold dirt.
Yeah, that one old boy out there in Arizona, he did real good doing assay work.
How about Ron or Bernie?
Ron.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Hopefully, I can catch back up with him.
Bernie talked. Bernie.
Bernie, go ahead.
Bernie was an engineer.
Yeah, and Ron and Bernie worked together for the mining companies doing assay work for them.
Yeah.
Big mine, they'd open up a new site. They'd bring them guys in, pay them top dollar. Bernie told us how much he made doing that. It was a lot of money.
Charlene
If
says
you're real good at it, you make a lot of money at it.
Charlene's sending Slim magnet fishing.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's something we need to get into. We got some ponds around here. It's down pretty low. That's when you want to go, when the water's down. So you can get in the deep part.
You don't have your magnets with you, do you?
You got my big one.
Oh.
I gotta look. The little one's in the shed somewhere. I gotta look for it.
You better be careful with that big one. You'll pull a pickup or something out of some water.
Well, that's all right. We got plenty of tow straps. We got blue. So if we latch on something big, we'll just drag it up out.
Because those magnets go.
Yeah. The rope I got 1,500 pound solid core, so it'll hold. That red one, that'll hold 1,500 pounds.
So don't get him mad. He'll rope you. Like the old Wild Wild West.
No, I don't believe that to make a very good lasso. That solid core.
Yeah, it's not flexible.
Lasso braided inside.
Yeah.
And you better know how to wrap it up, roll it up, or it'll just tangle too. Kind of like rolling up an extension cord. Yeah.
You brought it up, Mama Jan. I didn't.
Well, the good news is most people roll it that way. And it's okay if you lay it down just right and then uncoil it just right. But most people don't just uncoil it just right. They just grab it up and go like that, and it tangles up. But the best way to do a long extension cord is put it on something round.
Yeah.
A small drum shape of some kind. Wrap it around that and then unroll it the same way. Because it's at least being kind of damage to your wires that are on the inside. Yeah, right. I took my hat off too.
Oh, down it's 6.
Cap cut. You had to get that screenshot quick.
Yes, Charlene, that's for sure. A magnet is a lot cheaper than coin pushers.
Oh, yeah. Coin pusher. Oh. I ain't got to play one of them yet. They're them big high dollar ones.
Is
that one of those, Charlene, where you pay a certain amount of money to play it? They give you chip or give you your dollars after you pay to play it. I've seen some videos. I didn't know if they were. Some people said the videos were all just staged. I mean, they're giving away quite a few thousands, and tens of thousands, and sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars in that thing. But the one that I watched, the guy say he paid $1,000 to play it. Got $1,000 in coins to put in it. If it pushed everything over, whatever pushed it over with 1,000 in coins, that's what you win. Wait a minute, I can't see what she's saying. Yeah, okay, I see that. $1 million is what they cost?
Well, no, that one video we watched, the guy said how much money he spent and how much money he won, and
Well, yeah, and he was ahead by a lot.
yeah,
He spent upwards of $1 million, but it was like five different machines or something. And he walked away with what, 2.5 million? Plus all the free stuff. You get all the tickets and comps and all that stuff's in them too. The ones I watched. Yeah, I saw that one, Shirley. Where they're up in the millions of dollars.
yeah,
But
that's crazy.
the most common ones though are they're like 10,000, 5,000. You get the one I saw ones as low as 1,000, where you get $1,000 worth of coins. I think that's 100 coins or something. And then that whatever you get when you put those 100 coins in, that's what you get. And then the one guy that I watch, he keeps running back and buying more coins. As somebody saved the machine, he goes, "Oh, didn't get enough." He goes and buys another 5,000. Comes back and after about 15 grand, then he starts pushing the big shit over, getting big bucks. Somebody somewhere in the comments or something said it was fake. I didn't know if all of them were fake or just some of them or what. I can see where it'd be easy to fake if you had the machine. Set it up however you want, make it look like somebody won. Yeah, I can tell, Charlene, we watched the same ones. I remember the gold dice and the gold bars. The bullion. It's the bullion.
Well,
One of these days I'm gonna have me a 10-kilo bar.
Yeah, that was one of the. I got a call from that coin company today, and that was one of the bribes to order their next deal that they got going out. Was they upped the ante on the rounds?
Uh-uh. Well, yeah, I'd say gold gets over 2,000 for a little while. All the antique coins will go over 4,000.
No.
Real easy. They're all 3,200 to 3,500 right now. Get an ounce of gold that was made into a coin in the 1800s, and you get triple the, or no, double. Yeah, about double the spot price because of the antiquity. I like that word.
Antiquity.
Antiquity. It's like grape or palm.
That's cargo.
No, you can have your snails. You want to know something about throwing snails over his shoulders or something?
It's all over your shoulder so the snail doesn't go in your ear for bad luck when you drop the salt.
I've heard the salt over the shoulder part, but I ain't never heard of snails in my ears before. But I do know salt will melt a snail. I do know that part. So that probably has something to do with it.
That's why you throw the salt over your shoulder. So the snail of chaos doesn't go.
It's amazing how far down the gutter we got without going PG-17, huh?
Okay. I happen to like escargot, but I mean, it's a snail with butter and garlic and salt and pepper. It's,
Yes, it is. It's a snail.
Yeah, well, Shirlene, if you don't want to go out in the wilds and actually get out there with the critters, you can buy pay dirt that's salted with gold. So you
Right.
can pan it in the comfort of your garage or basement.
Yeah, but don't pan it in your floor drain and don't pan it in your sink.
No.
Palings plays hell on a trap, drain trap.
Yeah, it's a good way to clog your pipes.
Yeah, we clogged up the main sewer system.
What?
Huh?
Whose sewer system did you clog?
Well, you know that toilet of mine where this stuff keeps coming back up the pipe in the tank.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
Okay. So that's what you do after I go to bed at night.
No, it used to be, not anymore. I mean, I ain't paid dirt for a while now.
Well, now you just had some here the other week.
Yeah, it's still laying there in the pan in the bathroom, too. I didn't put it down the drain.
I think you learned a lesson on that one.
Dustin said yet, just so you know, not me.
I heard him.
You said it out.
See, heard you. You can't get out of that one. He forgets how good my microphone works.
Well, that's cool, Yellow Rose.
Let's see it.
Said she won a bag of pay dirt at the Christmas party.
Oh, cool. What kind of pan do you like, Yellow Rose? Do you have any? Because we just got a new one called the Claw. I think I'm going to like it. I got to get it somewhere where I can try it out. I usually use just a big standard size green pan, but when we were in Arizona working a hard rock mine, the guy that we was working for taught me how to pan microscopic gold.
Yeah, that's crazy. I have a lot of patience.
Yeah.
Sit there and tap, 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 tap.
Well, it just depends on how much of it's in there, how long you got to tap.
Yeah.
But when you get it, regular gold's easy to see because it's in there sliding around, it's little pieces of metal. But when you pan microscopic gold, you're getting it out of the crushed quartz that I was talking about earlier. It comes out of hard rock mines. And in the area where we were, it was purple quartz. And once they grind it up to almost talcum powder consistency, then you run it through a sluice box and you get the big gold out with the sluice box, and you take clean the sluice box out with the big gold, and the dirt that's in that sluice box with the big gold has the microscopic in it. And then you put it in a black flexible pan, and as Ms. Q just said, you do a lot of tappy, tappy, tappy in just the right place with just the right amount of water. And in a matter of anywhere from a few minutes to 10 or 15 minutes of tappy, tappy, and then I think it's about rhythm. If you got the rhythm, it happens pretty quick. And it looks like, when you start to see it, it looks like somebody took a drop of yellow paint and put it in the water. Water-based paint. Kind of just, you look and you think you see something besides clear water, but you're not sure. And then when you tap a few more times just the right way, you are sure. Looks like a yellow cloud in the water. And then if you tap a few more times just right and get it all to go down, and it comes together, then it looks just like regular gold. But it only takes one tap the wrong way, and it disappears.
Yeah.
Oh,
It does.
I spent 10 minutes cussing it the first time I did it, where I actually got it to show up. Took 10 minutes. I can see it start. Yeah. Oh man. I don't know. But it's doable. Yeah, and then up in Oregon, they wouldn't even let me compete in the speed painting in it. Jack wouldn't let me compete.
Yeah, I think the storm's got the internet fritzing up here.
It's nice and clear here. You aren't locking up a bit.
Yeah.
How about us? We jerky and locking up.
Yeah, that's why I think it's the weather affecting the internet up here.
Oh yeah, Mama Jan, nuggets are best. You got it. Especially if they're like 3 or 4 ounces each. You ain't got to take so much time to carry them in and cash them in if they're 3 ounces a piece. Oh, and the math is real easy these days. Just figure 9 times 2.
Unless it's a specimen piece.
Yeah, well, that's no math. That's whatever you think you can get out of it.
Yeah.
Actually, it's whatever you find somebody that'll give it to you. Specimens can be high dollar stuff for a very small piece of gold on a small piece of quartz. Green pan, yellow rose. Yeah, that's the standard pan. That I got my first green pan from Gold Prospectors Association of America back when I was still trucking.
Was that GPA?
Yep.
The
They
first
send you a gold pan, a snuffer bottle, and a book.
and your stickers, window stickers.
Oh yeah, window stickers, the member sticker, and your card for your wallet.
The first time you panned for gold, you were a little bit younger.
Yeah, putting on that thing. Yeah. Got one of them mosquito eaters running around here.
Uh-oh. Ow. That hurt.
You ain't got hurt yet, but you going to. Now we got her shooting up pretty good tonight. There ain't no bugs.
What's on your agenda tomorrow?
Well, I was just getting ready, putting together this younger gold story. You switched up on me.
Oh, well, you were playing with the bugs. Good night,
No, I
Shirley.
wasn't playing with them, not killing them.
Thanks for stopping by, Shirley.
Yes, absolutely, Charlene. Love you.
Love you, Mama Shirley.
Big hugs. Now the first time painting story is simple, and it's Boy Scouts. Me and Dad went to a place called Philmont Scout Ranch in Cimarron, New Mexico. And it's called a high adventure camp for a reason, because when you take off hiking for 11 or 12 days around a 70 or 80 mile course, you do it with freeze-dried food, all you can carry on your back. And you go around to these different camps and get to do different really cool stuff. And one of them was a gold camp. So we got to see a gold camp in action, an actual working gold camp, and they were getting real gold out of the dirt. Of course, back then we thought it was just gold they threw down and picking it up again. But it turns out that it was real gold. I mean, gold that were coming out of the ground. And got to keep my first piece of gold, got to play with my first gold pan and my first sluice box at the age of 14. So that was when I got my eyes open to it. And they always say when you find your first piece in the water, in the river, in the dirt, whatever, when you find it and see it for the first time, all you got to remember is you're the first one to ever see it. That's what makes it special and very addicting.
That's why you get gold fever.
Yeah, it's very addicting. And there's no cure. And the only way you find relief is to go prospecting.
Go gold mining. That's right.
Yeah, I like the way she talks. I said prospecting. She said mining. Prospecting means you're looking for it. Gold mining means you already found it.
Well, sure. We already know
There's
with the
another feature for you. I need that quickly. Prospecting means you're looking for it.
yeah.
Gold mining means you already found it.
Well, with everybody headed off to bed, that sounds like a good idea to me. What's on your agenda for tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah, that's right. Finish it up with that. Well, first things we're gonna head to breakfast and get somebody some money for the next electric panel. So we can get once we get the telephone pole in with actually don't sound right called telephone pole. We don't have telephone wires on it.
No, it's an electric pole.
Electric pole and new transformer, which will be number 2. And number 2 panel going in. Get that taken care of as far as him getting started working on the panel. Takes a little while. And then we're gonna hook up Dooner trailer, which is the Merrick.
The Moritz.
I do that every time, just see if you got it.
Merrick is a bank.
You should say it again. Yes, the Moritz. We call him Dooner. And you're probably the only one besides the 2 of us that know why.
Yeah.
Dooner. It's the same as Junior, except it's Dooner. And that's too long of a story to tell tonight.
Yeah, that's a trucker thing.
That's a truck story. Hey, we're gonna have to do maybe dedicate a live some evening, just sit around telling truck stories.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be shoot, you could do 10
Here.
hours
Yeah. 10.
or more.
We'll get a marathon on that. Between trucker stories and Gene Tracy, and well, we have to make it R-rated.
Yeah.
Don't even bother putting it on YouTube.
So you said Gene Tracy, Leroy, Ruby.
Oh yeah, that's better off once this gap right here is closed
Anyway.
altogether. Yes, anywho.
Tomorrow,
getting Moritz hooked up after breakfast, and actually might take it Moritz to breakfast with skidder on it and get that turned in. He's only been here a month, so it's about time.
yeah.
If it didn't need to be maintenance done on it, I'd just keep it another week. Because we did get a lot done with it. We got the makings for a total of 5 RV spots, pretty close to level, with 2 more real easy to make. And got the road complete, got the driveway done, which is beside the parking lot. And it's almost, once it gets packed down good, it'll be like almost like asphalt. And then we got the road up around the back of the tent and started up the hill pretty far behind the foundation, to the side of the foundation, I mean, which is where we were cutting the fill dirt for in front of the tent and getting all the dirt in place so that the fire pit would be just right, which we're going to try out probably tomorrow night if it don't rain too much. And then, tomorrow will be dodging raindrops from the sound of it, I guess.
Oh, they're already here.
Well, you're on my weather station, so I gotta wait till I get off of this.
I want to thank
Thanks,
everybody.
Lynn.
I want to thank
If it's-
everybody with us tonight. Appreciate
Please go
you.
live. What does she mean by that? And she wants to go live. I got to pay more closer attention to the chat room. That's what Techie over here is supposed to be doing.
Uh,
And of course, I got to roll a cigarette. So.
well, of course. Anyway, make sure you hit that subscribe, like and share button, and get that notification bell going. And everybody be
Oh, yeah.
safe. Be blessed. More later.
Or later. Love y'all.
Love you. Bye.